All right, welcome, my friends.
I want to thank Adrian for being here and busting it out. Amazing show. It rocked. This guy rocked on me.
Today I'm going to go over the 3 main reasons why you don't make enough money as a musician. Now, this is something that people ask me about all the time. How do I make more money as a musician? Tim, how do you make more money as a musician? I have probably 10x'd the amount of money that I make per show in the past 4 years. And also as a booking agent, I can see these things. I can see these things from the other side, from the venue and the booking agent's perspectives as well. So the last one's very important, and I have a story to go along with it. But the 3 main reasons why you don't make enough money as a musician. Number 1, your social media sucks. Now everybody's like, oh, but I'm not a self-promoter, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I just don't do social media, or I'm not into social media, or I do social media, and then, you go to your social media page for your music, and you post once a week. So your social media is a free 24-hour a day way for you to market your music. It's free. And if you don't take advantage of it, then you don't get the gigs. You don't get higher paying gigs. And the really important point is, what do you put out, your image, so to speak, what you put out on your social media is the kind of gigs that you're going to get more of. And the more you put out on social media, the more people will have you on their minds when they're going to book a band. It's that simple. It's really that simple. The more you post, the more people will see it, because if you post, only a very small fraction of even the people that are following you end up seeing it. So you have to post 10, 20 times more than you think, or even that you are comfortable with, for people to see it, because you want to keep those people on the top. You want to keep yourself on the top of their mind. And so social media, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like to do it, but you have two choices. Keep getting paid crappy money, and even as a side person, this is extremely important. I've been telling my friends that are, drummers, guitar players, bass players, this for years. The more you put out that you're playing gigs, the more gigs you're going to get. And here's what I wanted to say: whether you're an artist, a band, or a side musician, the kind of photos and video that you put out are the kind of gigs that you're going to get more of. Meaning, if you always put out, say you're a bass player and you put out photos and videos of you playing in a little bar in a basement with a dartboard behind you, then the point is, nobody can imagine you on a big stage opening for, Garth Brooks, if all they see is you playing in little tiny crappy bars. So get 1 or 2 good gigs on a bigger stage and shoot a bunch of content from that. If you have to, during your break, or if you have to take a song off and go change your clothes so that looks like you have more content, do it. I've done it a million times. Change clothes in between sets. So your social media sucks. So the way to get better with social media is to post 10 times more than you think you're supposed to, and to post the best side of you. The best shots from the best stages. When you're sounding the best, if it's video. When you're with, the favorite band that you're playing with. And of course, if you're an artist, on the biggest stages, because you want to get bigger stages, pay more. So, number 2, you don't promote. So that goes with number one, you don't promote on your social media, but also if you just leave it to the venue to promote, they are begging for bands and acts that are going to promote on their side as well. So if it's always one-sided and you're like, oh, I'm not a self-promoter, well, you're poor. If you, that's the reality of the music business this day and age. If you promote or you're poor. I mean, it's that simple. So you can't bitch and complain that you don't make enough money. And this goes for side people too. Promote. Dude, if you're a guitar player and you're playing with this band or you're playing with this artist and you're not promoting that person's shows with them and for them that you're playing, then you're missing the boat. And then you're going to wonder why. Let me tell you, I've hired a billion musicians in my life, and I still do. And if and when certain people are going to help me promote without me asking them my shows, I keep a mental note of that. I want that guy on my side because he's obviously on my side and he's helping promote, but you're also helping promote yourself. So the more you promote somebody else that you're playing with and their show that you're playing on, the more other people, other artists, other bands that need a bass player, they see that, oh, this guy, not only he's playing a lot of gigs, but also he promotes the shit out of his gigs. So they're thinking, oh, he's gonna do that for me as well. And look at all these gigs that he's playing. He's obviously in high demand. It's called social proof. Social proof is extremely powerful. When you're a guitar player and you only post once a month or once a week, then if I'm looking to hire you and I go to your social media and I see that you only post once a week and it's on tiny little stages and the content isn't good, that's the only image that I can have of you because that's what you're posting. I go right to people's Facebook pages. As soon as I talk to them and I'm considering hiring them, I go right to their Facebook pages. And because Facebook is my preferred platform, but it could be Instagram, it could be TikTok, it could be whatever. So you have to up your social media game. And if you don't like it, it's not my fault. I didn't make the rules. I'm just delivering the message. So number one, your social media needs to get better. Number two, your promotion overall. I mean, God forbid you go to Bandzoogle and get yourself a website for $20 a month and you put some of your good pictures and good video on there. You only have to do it once. And even if you're a bass player, if you're a friggin' conga player, if you're a triangle player, have a little website. This way people can go to it. That's called promoting. So whenever you are looking for a job, you want a gig, just go to my website. And it has everything there. It has photos and it has a live video of me playing the triangle. Boop, 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 however that goes. All right, so number three, and I have a little story with it, but these all tie together too, okay? Number three is you don't put in the extra work. So let me sum it up. And this comes from personal experience just today in the past week. But the more extra work you put into gigs and events and shows, the more eventually you will get paid. What do I mean by that? And also, kind of inversely, you can only do the bigger and higher paid gigs if there's extra work required. So here's a perfect example. So I work with my booking agency and me as a band. I work with a lot of the cities. Now cities are great to play their events because so this one in particular, it's outside, it's in South Florida, it's on a beautiful setting, it's in front of the water, it's right downtown, it's on a huge park, big huge stage, sound and sound engineers provided, great lights, the whole thing, So, and you go there to perform, and you're performing for 500, 700, 1,000 people that are all coming to see the live entertainment that you don't necessarily have to draw. Now, here's the point. And it pays 2 to 3 times what a bar pays. 2 to 3 times what a bar pays. Okay? But number one, the gigs are way harder to get. So it's easier to go down to get a bar gig than it is to get a big gig like this working for, for a city. And this is my point. So, and you have to have your business stuff together. You have to have your paperwork together, all that. I know it's boring, but if you want to just keep making crappy money, then don't bother doing the extra work. So what I mean by that is, like, you've got to have, just the basics. You've got to have your W-9 like ready to fire off. When it's the cities, so I have always, even before I had my agency, I always had invoices ready to go. I have them on Google Docs, and I just change the the info and the venue and the rate and everything. But I can fire those off, quick. I have contracts that I have been using forever, but you have to have those things because it's not a bar. It's not just like, hey, yeah, you want to play next February 13th, and then you just show up, and that, you know what I mean? There's just more steps involved, and especially when you're working with a city. So this city in particular needed me to have, also insurance, performers insurance. That's very important. A lot of the bigger, better stages are going to require you to have insurance. And these are just extra things that you have to just go through. And yeah, it's extra money, but if you have your business together and you have your stuff together, then you can be playing these better stages, gaining more fans, making 2 to 3 times as much money, selling merch. I mean, there's a massive upside to it. So this one city in particular needed me to get a document notarized. And I have no problem with that at all whatsoever. But I hadn't had anything notarized in, I don't know, forever. So I didn't even know where to go. I didn't know what to do. And then here's the other thing, I just think that, you should get an LLC. You should get, your corporation done. And so I went to UPS. So here's a great tip. If you need to have something notarized, just go to UPS. They have a notary. And make sure they have a notary, but I called first. So I went in, printed out the document. I had it notarized, and then I scanned it and sent it to the city. They came back and said, "Oh, we can't accept it because it had my DBA, my doing business as, which is the Charron agency, on the form where the city has all of my paperwork and everything is under Charron Entertainment LLC, which is my actual corporation name." So I had to go back, and which is totally no problem. I mean, I just look at it as the price of doing business. So I had to go back and have the document notarized again, and then scan it and then send it and everything. So all's well that ends well, but that's, to me, it is totally cool to, I love having all my stuff together. I love having my, the LLC done, and, just it looks more legit as well, and having my contracts and my invoices and everything so that I can get things to people, as soon as possible. And getting the document notarized, all of these things, I'm glad that I need to do all of those things because I get paid 2, 3, 4, 5 times what I would get paid to play in a bar down the street. So there you go. Let me know what you think of these 3 tips. Basically, improve your social media. I mean, I don't know how many people have to scream it from the top of their lungs, but improve your social media. It will improve your life improve your social media, which is also tip number 2. Make sure that you're promoting. So that is, 75% of it is on social media. And put in the extra work, number 3. So they're all intertwined into each other. And a lot of it is improve your social media / marketing. It will improve your life. Improve your social media and marketing. It will improve your life. Think about it. Because what will happen? You will get more gigs. You will get higher paid gigs. Your life will be better. Don't you want more gigs at a higher rate? Don't you want to be making more money for your music, playing your music, and doing it more often? Yes, you do. So let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe. It really, really, really helps my channel. Let me know if you disagree. You can absolutely disagree in the comments, and I will read the comments, and whether you disagree or agree, I will respond. And some of the comments, if you have a question or something like that, or if you have a disagreement with me, I can make a video specifically, a video and a podcast specifically for that. All right. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the Charrons Zone. Bye.